All right. So just roll your shoulders a couple times and then take your hands behind you and just lift up so your shoulders come back, opening the chest. You'll feel some engagement in the abdominals. Just see if we can maintain that height. And then go ahead and take your hands to your knees. And you can go ahead and close your eyes to start. And just take a deep breath in and a big exhale as we make that transition to our yoga space, that sense of inner awareness. And we'll just do a quick review of the Ujjayi breath, or the breath of fire. And I'm sure you've heard this term a lot. Most of you are familiar with it, but it's just it's a way of breathing where we have a little bit of tension in the back of the throat, and it's an audible breath. So just just take a deep breath in and just do a little exhale like you're blowing out a candle. So there you notice you're pursing the front of your lips, the back of the throat is open. Then take another inhale. And this time, you're going to exhale like you're trying to fog up a mirror. With a little bit of a sound. So try that again and see if you can feel the difference when you inhale. And then like you're blowing out a candle, the tension is in the lips. And then if you inhale, like you're fogging up the mirror or window, you feel that little bit of tension in the back of the throat. So that little bit of a compression in the back of the throat is narrowing the passage. So our breath comes out slower, longer, and it's audible. And that audible breath helps to focus your attention. It's also very helpful in more intense poses. So we'll just try that and just remind yourself throughout the practice to see if you can engage that Ujjayi breath. So it's a little bit easier on the exhale, and just practice, you'll get it, and then eventually you'll be able to do it on both the inhale and the exhale. Let's go ahead and open the eyes, and we'll start to bring in some movement with the breath. So go ahead and inhale, take your arms up, and then exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips. Notice some engagement in the abdominals, reaching nice and tall, shoulders dropping. And exhale, hands to heart. One more time, take the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And let's take one leg out to the side. So in the room, you can take your left leg out. And we'll take the sole of the opposite foot to the inner thigh. Take your hands behind you again, sitting nice and tall up on the sit bones. And then we'll start with a side bend, pressing through that heel so that leg starts to be activated. You're engaging the quadricep, stretching the back of the leg. And take that same hand, and it can be palm down to the outside of the shin, or you can take it palm up and then work that elbow against the inner knee, and then take the opposite arm up for a side bend, using the press of the elbow against the knee, if your hand is on the inside, to open up that top shoulder. And reaching through the fingertips, pressing down on that hip, and then reach through those fingertips, lifting the chest toward the ceiling, and feel that opening in the side body. And then you could take that arm that's on the floor and just take it to the inner thigh and just lightly press. So you're really feeling that opposite hip, sit bone connecting to the mat, as you reach through your fingertips. Inhale to come up, and we'll just take that arm behind us and just leave that hand on the outside of the knee and take it right to a twist. Keeping that extended leg active by pressing through the heel. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, you can use that press of the hand on the outside of the knee to deepen that twist. That back shoulder is moving back. Really feeling that spine wrapping around the axis. Squeezing the internal organs. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, we'll rotate from the waist. So we're facing the extended leg, and then bring the arms forward any amount, pulling the abdominals in so you can really extend, moving the chest toward the shin. And then slowly walk it back up. And let's extend both legs before we do the other side. So now pressing through both heels. Again, take the hands behind, come up high on the sit bones, arms up. And exhale, take the arms forward. You can use the blocks here. So you're extending both the front body and the back body. The neck is neutral. Drawing the navel in. And slowly walk it back. And then we'll just bring the opposite leg in. And we'll start, you can put the blocks back to the top of the mat. And again, we'll take the side bend with your hand either palm down to the outside or on the inside. And take that opposite arm up. Keeping that extended leg active by pressing through the heel and opening up that top shoulder. Reaching through the fingertips. Notice where you feel that stretch along the rib cage. You can take that hand that's on the floor and just take it to the inside of that thigh and press that hip down. So you're lengthening from that seated hip through the fingertips. Inhale to come up, and we'll just keep going and take it right into a twist on that side. Sitting nice and tall. And exhale, maybe deepen the twist. You can keep a slight bend in the elbows so you can drop the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. Then let's just cross our legs, and we'll come on to hands and knees. And then right away, we'll just lift the hips and come into a forward fold. You can walk your hands, your feet a little closer to your hands. And start with a slight bend in the knee and just let the head go. Just shake the head a little bit. Letting the shoulders drop, let the head be heavy. Maybe bend and straighten one knee at a time. Inhale and exhale. And then deeply bend the knees, and we'll start to roll up one vertebra at a time by engaging the abdominals. So take it nice and slow so you can really feel the stretch in the different parts of the back, starting with the lower back. Keep the head and the neck, shoulders nice and loose, so they're just heavy. As you use the abdominals to stack the vertebrae one on top of the other. And we'll come all the way up. Inhale the arms up. And then you can bring your hands to the heart. Again, let's inhale. Take the arms up. And then start to bring the hips back so we come into a chair pose. Your feet can be hip distance apart or maybe a little closer. The hips are coming back, reaching through the fingertips, nice and strongly engaged through the abdominals. So here we want to lift the sternum, but you don't want to bend. If you look up here, I don't know if I can show you this, but you want to hinge from the hips so that you keep a straight spine. So rather than bending this way, if you can see that where I'm feeling way too much tension here, I want to just keep a straight spine and kind of come up from the hips. So the neck is nice and long, abdominals are engaged. Your weight is toward the back heel. And inhale and exhale, come back up. Let's try that again. So inhale the arms up, drop the shoulders, and then bring the hips back. Weight is coming back into the heels. You can maybe lift your toes. Nice and strong through abdominals, pelvic floor muscles. And then bring your hands together right at the heart. Find your balance. And then very slowly, we're going to take the weight to the left foot. So take your time here. Abdominals are strong. Find that center of balance over one foot and just slightly lift the right leg. Just maybe 3 or 4 inches off the mat. Hold it there. You might feel a little shaking. I do, or a lot of shaking. And then replace that foot. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So still in your chair pose, take your time, let the weight come over that right foot. Focusing on the abdominals. Oftentimes balance is just a matter of where our focus is. So if you're focusing on the core, bringing all the muscles toward the midline, which is now over that right foot, and then you can start to lift that left foot up, finding that nice, even balance between effort and grace, relaxation. And then lower that foot, take the arms up. And then from here, we'll inhale. And then exhale, just take the arms back. So your palms are facing down for airplane position. Feel the engagement of the triceps, back of the arms. Inhale the arms forward. And exhale, take the arms back. Inhale the arms forward. And exhale, take the arms back. Inhale the arms forward, nice and strong through the abdominals. Take the arms back. And again, take the arms forward. And let's come to a forward fold and let that go. And you can shake the head out and maybe sway a little side to side. From here, let's inhale to a flat back. So the spine is nice and long, shoulders are pulling away from the ears, strong abdominal engagement, and exhale, let it go, come back to a forward fold. Again, inhale, flat back, and exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to come all the way up, so start by engaging through the abdominals. Nice long spine, knees can be slightly bent or straight. Take the arms all the way up and exhale, hands to the heart. Again, let's take the arms up. Inhale, your arms up, shoulders away from the ears. And then again, bring the hips back into our chair pose, reaching through the fingertips. Abdominals strong. From here, we're going to open up to a twist. So facing the front, we're going to keep the hips and the legs facing the same direction. And just from here, we'll open up with a T. Sorry, I meant to say with a T, and bring it back up. Inhale, exhale, we'll take it to a T in the opposite direction. Take it back up. And then the other side. And take it back up. And one more. Take it to the side. See if you can bend those knees a little bit deeper. And take it back up. Inhale and exhale, come back to your forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, release. And then inhale, come all the way up, arms up, and bring the hands to the heart. Okay, let's step to the top of the mat. So everybody in the room, we're going to face the window side. So from here, let's bring the hands to the heart. Inhale the arms up. And then we'll exhale, come all the way down to the mat, forward fold. And then from here, step, if you're in the room, you're going to step the left foot back. I'm going to step the right foot back. On Zoom, you can be with the same side as me. So your right foot comes back. So we're in a high lunge. You can use the blocks here. So you get more space, more openness in the front body, and just rock a little on the ball of that back foot. So we're starting to open up that psoas. And the room would be the left leg that is back. Zoom people, your right leg is back. And then we'll slowly lower that knee. And then untuck the toe. And you can start by bringing the hands up to the knee, drop the shoulders. And then strongly engage the hips, especially, and the glutes, especially that in the room would be that left glute. So you're really supporting the lower back, abdominals strong. Take the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips, drop the shoulders. Maybe come forward a little bit on that knee so the hips are dropping just a little bit, but they're nice and strong. Lifting the rib cage. Lower body drops, upper body lifts. Inhale, and then we'll exhale the arms to either side of that front foot. Okay, back in business. Sorry about that. All right. So in the room, our left foot, let's see, your right foot is forward, my left foot is forward. So arms are up. Inhale. Exhale, take the arms down. And we'll leave in the room, leave your left hand on the mat, opposite that foot, and take the other arm up for a twist. Lengthening through the spine, reaching through the fingertips. And then leave that hand on the mat. We're going to bend the back leg and then reach back toward that foot, or if you can, holding onto that foot, adding a little twist. Bring that elbow back. Finding that stretch through that quad and the psoas. And then we'll slowly, with control, let that foot come back down. And then we'll just back the hips up so we come into a half split. You can kind of heel toe so that front foot is more to the center of the mat. Keep a nice long spine here to start. Foot can be flat to the mat first. Pulling that front hip back. And then inhale and exhale. You can let your head come to your shin. You can lift the toes and feel the difference now when you feel that stretch all the way from that glute, hamstring, calf, Achilles. Inhale, we'll rebend that knee, retuck the back toe, and then step the back foot up to meet the front foot. And just come into your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll do that again. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we'll float all the way down. This time, again, in the room, take your right foot back. Let's see. Take your left foot back. Take your left foot back. And this time, keep the knee lifted. We're going to come all the way up to a crescent lunge with the arms up. You can either come right up or start with your hands on the knee. That's a little easier to find your balance. Really press into the ball of that back foot. The front knee is aligned over the ankle. And you can have a slight bend in that back leg, or if you can press through that heel, straighten that leg. Inhale, and then exhale, bend that back knee, cactus the arms. Inhale, extend, and exhale, bend that back knee. Extend, and bend that back knee. And extend. Bend that back knee, bring the arms down. And then we'll lower the back knee, untuck the toes, take the arms back up. Reaching through the fingertips, engaging through the hips. Inhale, exhale, take the arm down. And did we do this leg already? We did. Do the leg you didn't do, so whichever. Okay, so yeah, we've switched here. Okay, that arm comes up for a twist, take it back to the mat, and then we're going to bend that back knee, and then reaching toward that foot, or holding onto the foot if you can, roll that shoulder back, feel that stretch in the front hip flexor, and slowly release that leg back. And then you can back the hips up. Keeping the foot on the mat, you can kind of heel toe it to the center of the mat, either with the blocks or without. Have a nice flat back here. Inhale, exhale. And then you can lower the head any amount, lift the toes, and really feel that stretch in the back of that leg. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. And lower those toes. Retuck the back foot, and then you can step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Half lift. And then forward fold. And then we'll come all the way up using the strength of the abdominals, arms up, and hands to the heart. Again, inhale up. And exhale, we'll float all the way down, leading with the chest. Maybe the legs are straight. Come to your forward fold. And again, in the room, step your left foot back. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to keep that back leg lifted. Take the arms up. And then we're going to pivot on the ball of the back foot. So your heel comes down and we're just going to open up to a warrior two. Yeah, so in the room, you should be facing, yeah, good. Warrior two, the knee is aligned over the middle toes, shoulders aligned over the hips. So you don't want to be too far forward. You want to have, yeah, Audrey, yeah, that's much better. And then feel the fingers pulling apart, opening in the hips. And you want to have a distance to where you can really feel the strength of the back foot. So that back foot, that pinky edge is parallel to the back of the mat, and you can really press into the back of that foot, reaching through the arms, dropping the shoulders. From here, we're going to do a little flow by straightening that front leg. Bring the arms up as you inhale. And exhale, float down, bending the knee. Inhale up. And exhale, float down. Inhale up. Exhale, float down. Inhale up. Exhale, float down, hold it there. From here, we're going to take that front arm straight up, bend the elbow, and then take the other arm. We're just going to go into our cow face pose here. So you're welcome to stay here. Feel that stretch from the elbow, the front of the rib cage, and then you can take that arm behind you. And here you can also feel free to use the strap. You can take that strap in that hand and then just reach back and hold on to the strap. So if you're not using the strap, there's a tendency also to overarch. So you want to keep those ribs pressed in, keep the abdominals strong. Feel that stretch. Inhale, exhale, release, come back to your warrior two. And then we'll flip that front palm up and come back to a reverse warrior and come back up. This time we'll take our eagle pose. So we're going to take that front arm and take it underneath the other arm. Now you can stay here with the hands on the shoulders, or you can keep your backs of the hands together, or if you can, another option is to take the palms together, dropping down into that knee. Recheck the alignment of that front knee over the toes. Feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Pressing strongly into that back foot. And then unwind, come back to your warrior two. And then from here, we'll just face front. So face me, have your feet out at an angle. You can straighten both legs, take the arms up. And then exhale. Come to a prayer pose, abdominal strong, dropping the tailbone. Again, inhale the arms up. And exhale, keeping the knees aligned over the toes, dropping the tailbone, shoulders back. Again, take it up. And exhale down. Let's face the feet forward. So now the edges of the feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. And we'll come down for a straddle stretch. Let the head go. Keep the legs active so the quads are engaged. Maybe lift the toes to engage those quads. Bringing the navel to spine. And then we'll walk the hands back to the front of the mat, on the window side of the room, and then face the toes to the short end of the mat. So we come back into a low lunge with the back leg lifted, and then find your balance and take the arms up. So we're back to a high lunge. From here, we'll bring the hands to the heart. And then we're going to come into a warrior three. So with the hands at the heart, you might take one step or two, maybe hop that foot in a little closer. And then find your balance. We're going to lift that back leg. Another option here is to use the blocks, but you want to keep the hips square and the toes pointing down. So if it's easier to take the balance challenge out of it, you can take your fingertips or hands to a block, engaging the abdominals, nice long spine. Take the hands to the heart. And then we'll slowly drop that back leg back. Take the arms up. And again, we'll come to face front. Feet forward. And let's come back to our straddle stretch. Inhale, exhale. This time we're going to walk our hands to the other side of the room. So this time your left foot is forward, the right foot is back. And we'll come back to the ball of the feet. And we're going to come back to our high lunge, either by taking your hands to the knee first to find your balance, or come straight up, lifting the arms, drop the shoulders, feel that strength in the hips, tailbone is nice and long. And then we're going to pivot on the back ball of the foot, and we'll come into our warrior two with the opposite foot forward. From here, we'll straighten that leg and do a little flow. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bending into that knee. Nice and strong through that back foot. Inhale and exhale slowly. Feel the strength of the legs supporting you. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, arms down. So again, you can use the strap here. We'll take that front arm up and then bend the elbow. You can use the opposite arm to bring that elbow closer to the back of the head. And then take that arm either on the strap or just taking your hands together, bending into that front knee, feel a stretch. Tricep with that top arm, dropping the shoulders, trying not to flare the ribs too much. Ribs come in, abdominal strong. If you have a strap, go ahead and release it. And we'll come back to warrior two, and then take it to your reverse warrior. Reaching to the fingertips, and come back to warrior two. This time, take that front arm underneath the back elbow, and we'll come into our eagle pose. Either you can keep your hands on your shoulders or back of the hands together, or if you can turn your hands so your palms face each other. Lifting the elbows, feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Recheck that the knee is aligned over the middle toes. Strong through that back leg. Inhale and exhale, release back to warrior two. From here, we're just take the arms down to either side of the front foot. The back heel lifts. We'll come back to our high lunge. Now, if you were using the blocks on your warrior three, go ahead and bend your knees and then bring your blocks to the either side of the mat or in front of you. Your arms are up. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart. And again, we'll come into our warrior three, keeping the hips square, toes facing the floor, with the hands to the heart. Another option is to take the fingertips or the hands to the blocks, but you want to press through that heel. And keep the hips square as much as you can so that they're equally distant from the mat. And then slowly lower that back leg. And then we'll face front. And again, let's come into that forward straddle stretch. Inhale and exhale. And then let's heel toe the feet to the center of the mat. And we'll come to flat back and exhale, release and come all the way up. Inhale and exhale, hands to the heart. All right. Now we're going to do a little balance challenge here. Just have fun with it. Remember, it's doesn't matter if you fall over or it's all in the effort. Finding that balance between effort and ease. If we try too hard, we're going to lose our balance. Staying focused, and just it's also a matter of just thinking where I have to engage that helps the most, usually by focusing on the core and the center line. So from here, we'll face the front of the mat to start. And again, you can take your blocks. So front of the mat, if you're in the room, we'll start on the mat facing, or if you want to be near the bar, that's fine. So we'll start here. From here, we're going to take the left leg back, but this time we'll take it back so that you can have the entire foot on the mat. We'll take the arms up. So now we're in a warrior one. So warrior one, our hips are facing forward, and you don't want to have too much of an angle on the back foot. The toes are closer to straight so that we don't torque the knee. And then bending into that front foot as much as you can. Take the arms up. Find your balance, drop the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, we'll take the arms and interlace the fingers behind you. Drop the shoulders, opening up the chest. You can also use a strap here if your hands don't quite come together. You can interlace the fingers and bring the heel of the hands together, or you can separate the palms, either way. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to come forward from the hips to our humble warrior, coming down any amount. Inhale, we'll come back up. And then take the arms up. From here, keeping the hands lifted, we're going to come back to our warrior three and bring the arms back to an airplane pose. So from here, we're going to come up and then find your balance, take the arms back. Toes are facing the floor. And then we're going to inhale and place that foot back so the entire foot is on the mat. Inhale, and we'll do a little flow. Exhale very slowly. Strong engagement of the abdominals. Take your time to find the balance. Toes facing down, hips square. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale. Now hold it in your airplane pose, and we're going to lift the chest so we come to stand straight up. If you can, bring that knee right in front of you, hands to the heart. Inhale and exhale. Take your time. And go ahead and cross the ankle over that knee, and we'll sit back into our pigeon chair. Hold it there. We'll inhale, straighten that leg, take the arms up, and just take that leg out to the side with the toes facing forward. So I'll face you so you can see me. And then we'll bring the hands back. Bring that ankle back. Inhale, open the arms. Take that leg out to the side, pressing through the heel. And take it back. One last time. Find that balance right over the standing leg, reaching through the fingertips, opening up the chest. And we'll come back, bring that knee up. Inhale and exhale and just place it next to the other. Go ahead and shake everything out. It's a little bit of a balance challenge, but have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Okay, let's start that again. So we'll start with our hands to the heart. And this time in the room, step your right leg back. So you want that, take that leg back so that you can have the entire foot on the mat. On Zoom, I've got my left leg back, bending into that front knee. The hips are square. Again, you don't want to turn the back toes out too much because that torques the knee. So we have it more of a sharper angle so the toes are almost forward. Hips are both square as much as possible, bending into that front knee. Take the arms up. Really press through that back heel, drop the shoulders, and then we'll take the arms, interlace the fingers, maybe the other finger on top, bring the shoulders back, lifting the chest, nice and long, and then start to come forward into your humble warrior. Neck is nice and long. And slowly come back up. And we'll take the arms up. And again, we're going to come into our warrior 3. You have the option to use the blocks or just step up and balance, bring the arms back to your airplane, toes facing down. Trying to keep the hips square. And then inhale, take that back leg back. Inhale. And exhale. Take it back up. Again, you always have the option also to use the blocks here. So you're just working on the strength and the alignment. Take it back. And come up. Hold it there. Then very carefully, now this time you know what's coming, so we're going to start to stand up. Very slowly, bring that knee up. And take the arms up. Then we'll cross that ankle over the knee, sit the hips back. Bring the hands to the heart. We'll open up to our modified star position. So lifting the arms, take the leg out to the side, toes facing forward. It might be easier on one side than the other. And then cross it over, come back into your pigeon. Hips come back. And then lift. And take it back. This time we'll lift the knees straight up. And then let the arms come down and let that leg come down. Good work. That's a tough one. Okay, let's shake it out. And come to the top of the mat. Let's inhale the arms up. And exhale, we'll float all the way down. And flat back. And then come all the way down. This time we'll step back. And then let the knees come down. And we'll come into a child's pose. Here. Reach the arms long. And just let the lower back relax. Take a few breaths. And then we'll walk the hands back in and just come to bring your legs in front of you. With your feet to the mat, we'll take the arms out. And then from here, you have the option to keep your feet on the mat, or we're going to lift the legs into boat pose for a little abdominal work. Shoulders are back and down and away from the ears. Nice and strong. Your focus is on the abdominals. Your pelvic floor muscles, keeping the knees together. Then go ahead and open the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. And then we'll bring the knees together on one side, hands to the opposite side, back to center, and then twist to the other side, knees together, back to center, and then bring the knees together as you twist, extending through the arms, back together, obliques here, back together. From here, let's bring the knees in. And then option here to grab the big toes with your index finger and middle finger, and then extend the legs. Keep the bend in the knee, or if you can extend all the way. Option here to open the legs, lifting nice and tall so you're not collapsing in the lower back. And we'll bring the legs back in. And then just balance here with the knees out to the side. Inhale and exhale. And then let the feet come to the mat. So the soles of the feet are on the mat. Extend the arms out and we'll come all the way down. And then just bring the soles of the feet together and let your legs open up. So we're in a Baddha Konasana or butterfly. And just relax the arms. Just take a moment to feel that release. Feel the blood rushing. And slowly take your hands, bring your knees back together. Extend through the fingertips. So your fingertips are working toward the heels of the feet. Relaxing the shoulders back into the mat. And then we'll press the hips up for a bridge pose. So the knees are pressing away from you. You relax through the chest and the shoulders and the neck. The glutes are engaged, lifting the hips and slowly lower down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, we'll lift the hips. And then if you like, you can bring the arms underneath you, interlace the fingers for a little bit extra height as you come up on the backs of the upper arms, pressing the knees away. And then slowly release the arms, the fingers, and coming down one vertebra at a time. And let's take the feet out to the edges of the mat so your toes are pointed at a little bit of an angle. Keep your feet there. And we'll take the arms out to a T and just let the knees drop to the right, keeping the feet where they are. Inhale the knees back up and exhale, let the knees drop to the left. And then with the breath at your own pace, just do a little side to side with the knees, relaxing through the hips. And then next time your knees are to the right, just let your knees stay there. And you can take the outer edge of the right foot and take it on top of the left knee for a little extra stretch. Right away, noticing that lengthening of the rib cage. And you can take your arms and take your thumb and index finger of the right hand around the left and just take it a little bit, increase that side stretch. And then release the arms back to a T. You can uncross the legs and bring your feet back to the edges of the mat and just let your knees drop to the left. And then you can keep it right there, or option to take the pinky side of the left foot and place it on top of the right knee. Noticing that deeper stretch in the right side. Again, you can take your arms up And then circle the right wrist with the left fingers and take it to a side bend, keeping the shoulder blades on the floor. And come back to center. And we'll uncross. And last one, let's bring the knees into the chest. And go ahead and you can take your elbows to the inside of the knees, fingers to the outside of the feet for a happy baby. Maybe rock a little side to side. Let your knees drop so your thighs are parallel to the mat. And then we'll slowly take the feet back to the mat and extend one leg and the other leg, coming into our Shavasana. You can extend your arms gently at your sides. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Releasing all the effort. Extending the back of the neck to lengthen the spine. Slight tuck of the chin. Relaxing through the face and the jaw. Allow your breath to find its own easy, natural rhythm. And slowly start to deepen the breath. Maybe find some movement in the fingers, the toes, and the feet. Inhale the arms, take them overhead, interlace the fingers and press the palms away. Pressing through the heels for a full body stretch. And then you can bring the knees in one at a time to your chest. And gently roll to one side. And just use your arms to press yourself up, and we'll come back to a seated position with the legs crossed. And just keep your eyes closed for a minute. Bring the palms together at the heart. Take a deeper breath. Exhale, let the shoulders drop. Just take a moment to integrate the result of your practice. Feel any changes, a sense of calm. Just wallow in this last few minutes of self-care. Take a moment of gratitude to each other, a little moment of self-love, so we can extend that out to those around us. And have a wonderful day and a wonderful holiday. Namaste. All right. You're welcome. Hey, I I see Eddie.